Jeff Slauson here from 19 News Now at the 19 News Digital Desk. We are showing you a view right now from Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. The reason for it is because this area and multiple areas across all of downtown are seeing some pretty decent recovery numbers in the most recent 2024 report. Now, this report is released yearly from downtown Cleveland. They essentially want to have a holistic approach in trying to make sure that they can show just how much we are improving, just how much we are going down in certain areas. And that is exactly what they are able to show in this. So what we're going to do is kind of walk you through this report. Of course, we have the full thing explained on our website at cleveland19.com. But let's start off here with just the generics here. These are 8 hot points that I want to hit on. First, foot traffic. 38 million total visitors, so that's residents, that's people that are coming in from out of town, that's people working, 38 million. Now, we are still not where we were prior to the pandemic, so that's 2019. That's where you see that 86.2% overall recovery. And when we talk about recovery, I think that's also important to kind of specify here. We are comparing this to numbers pre-pandemic. So 2019 was the last time we were able to get full data before things started to close and shut down. Many businesses started leaving. You get the point. I don't have to stress it in on this. But that is where we go as far as recovery efforts, right? We want to get to that pre-pandemic level. That potentially may never happen, and I'm going to address that in a second. However, we are about 86 to 87% of the way there, which is great improvements. In this, they talk about how Cleveland is the #1 Great Lakes city that has seen this recovery. So our bounce back has been better than any other Great Lakes city, which is a massive accomplishment. But obviously, we want things to continue from there. 21,000 residents in downtown Cleveland, so people living downtown, 90% occupancy in housing. That is with an additional 800 units completed or coming. $1.3 billion for economic development. That is either completed or on the way. 82% of all office markets are being filled right now. The peak return to office date, 72%. So doing okay there. Retail, 29 new stores opened up, 75% of hotel occupancy at its peak. And of course, transit, as far as using transit, we saw about 14 to 15 million of that, 6 million due with the airport. Now, a couple of things that are discussed in this, and I think it's important to discuss. We had the eclipse, we had the women's Final Four, we've had playoff games, we've had different events like that, that obviously are drawing more and more people in. But the sustainable aspect of it, including 90% housing occupancy, 21% or 21,000 residents, and the $1.3 billion in development, those are kind of the keys here. And those are the ones that are pretty strong indicators that we are seeing some recovery. Now, rental occupancy, you can see from there, 90% rental occupancy for housing and real estate. That is a massive number. Return to office. This one's just a little bit tricky here, right? So the overall office occupancy is 82%. The return to office rate, so how many offices are returning back to downtown, is only at about 72% of where we were pre-pandemic. So still lagging behind on that note. Obviously, you want to encourage more people to be able to come downtown. Sherwin-Williams, once that is officially up and running, that's going to be a massive deal. Having a massive office downtown, that'll end up seeing that number increase quite a bit. But a lot of offices just left or have not returned full time. Or if they are hybrid, it's 1-2 days, and that's not necessarily going to be counting highly on the numbers. So these are the types of things that the city wants to pick up on and really fix and create more opportunities for. 80% retail occupancy, that kind of speaks for itself as far as how we are seeing people actually come downtown. Hotel occupancy, you can see this bump right here. I want you to guess what that is. Yes, that is correct. That is the eclipse. That is opening day for baseball, and the women's Final Four. But so there's a bump, right? But then we started to see more increases for 75% occupancy. So those numbers did increase pretty well. Obviously, in the winter, it's not necessarily as popular, I guess you could say, as it normally would be. I'm going to jump down a little bit here because there's one part that I want to stress here. Yep, great. So then it goes to looking ahead, where we are right now and where we want to be. Now, in this study, they did address the fact that for many people, there are some still limitations to why you would not come downtown, safety being #1. Now, according to the report, they say that crime has gone down. However, people still have a stigma surrounding downtown and potential unsafe nature of doing it. And they're trying to finish that and end that so people feel that they are safe to go downtown, are encouraged to go downtown, and want to be downtown. So there's a 3-prong approach to this because the future is important in this. And in addition to that, there's this belief that we need to stop with the recovery from COVID-19 and move past that. And that's kind of what it says here, right? Changing the mindset of it. So engage, ensure, advocate. This year there's going to be an opening of the downtown Champions Business Center. They say it's going to engage downtown business leaders. It's going to ensure financial resources are available to help downtown businesses and promote investors for downtown businesses, and then to advocate for public policies that allow these businesses to do better, to promote walkable destinations. That is massive. And of course, to be able to make sure that these businesses can be successful, not just at the time of opening, but consistently as well. All of this will play a part into the potential success of downtown, but if we will actually see that happening, that's where that 2025 report will be needed. But major gains here. I mean, this is something that we are seeing consecutively now. Consecutive increases in foot traffic, consecutive increases in hotel occupancy, consecutive increases in money spent. These all help to morph the downtown area and to create an environment that is going to eventually lead to success. This is a story we're going to be covering much more today on 19 News, of course, coming up at 3 o'clock. For now, I'm Jeff Slauson with 19 News. Have a great day and a great night. Much more to come, both on air and online.
19 News, now streaming on Samsung Smart TV. Search for channel 1035.